So we are on the road again. On this episode, we are actually leaving Alexander Bay in the Northern Cape and we're making our way to Sendelingsdrif to enter the Richtersveld. The last couple episodes we were actually doing the Namakwa 4x4 Eco Trail and it was a fantastic overland adventure. So if you have not seen that, make sure to go back and watch those episodes. It was incredible. We had Emma The Runaway Blonde join us for a few days while we did that whole route from Pella to Alexander Bay. It was a trip of a lifetime. Now though, we're heading into the Richtersveld on a bit of a remembrance mission. It was one of the first places I went to that really woke up my passion for overlanding and wanting to travel to further and more remote places. But at the time that I'd done it, I wasn't really filming videos yet. So I've been wanting to go back there for years and to kind of re-document that whole process. So that is exactly what Andy and I are going to do. So join us on this amazing adventure to the Richtersveld.
This whole series is made possible by the power of Redarc and in part by Bushtech Canopies, Terrain Tamer and Easy On. We had a good couple days ahead of us exploring the Richtersveld National Park, starting with our first night of camping at Potjiespram. Certainly not the premier camp of the park, but unique in its own right. Then heading through to the Ep8 campsite, a famous camp on the banks of the Orange River before making our way through to Kokerboomkloof in the heart of the Richtersveld, where we would end off our epic journey.
Come around the bend and you're just hit with the presence of the Richtersveld. It's a hard, harsh terrain. The Orange River cuts through it like a knife through butter. Life explodes from the Orange River, and that is where we're going to be trying to, get to. Throughout the barren landscape of the Richtersveld, we're going to seek out the Orange River. Now, you may have followed us when we went through Namibia to the Fish River Canyon. That is the Ep8 Richtersveld National Park as well. That is just all on the Namibian side. So what we're going to be looking at now in this episode is we're going to be looking at the southern part in South Africa. And we're going to be looking at some of the campsites available inside the national park. And if you were looking to come to the national park, what are some things you could expect for yourself?
As far as desert overlanding destinations in South Africa go, the Richtersveld National Park is one that sparks excitement in fellow overlanders. Either it's on your list of places to see, or it's been ticked off a couple times. It can also be your entry point into Namibia. In pre-pandemic days, it wasn't uncommon to pop over to Namibia to fill your diesel tanks when Sendelingsdrif was out of fuel. Sendelingsdrif is also well known for the pontoon that takes you and your vehicle over the Orange River into Namibia. Many adventurers have passed through here.
We are at Sendelingsdrif. We're camping by the reception because we're 2 days ahead of our booking. The booking starts on the 17th and is currently the 15th. It is also Easter weekend, so it's public holidays, and the reception only closes at 1 and we arrived at 2:30, so we haven't been able to book ourselves in officially just yet, or to see if there's any other camps actually within the park where we could stay. So we'll have a look at doing that tomorrow. The diesel pump is also closed because it's 1 o'clock. And yeah, this is where we are now. And we'll try and make the most of the situation. We'll try to do some laundry and get some other things done before we head into the Richtersveld property, where there's little to no facilities. So we'll do what we can, but a little bit anticlimactic. So, we're back in the vehicle. We managed to organize a campsite for tonight within the Richtersveld, and we actually moved a couple things around on our booking. So we're actually going to be staying at the Hoop, right on the Orange River as well. So we just used yesterday as a way to just gather ourselves, back up some footage, do some laundry, have nice hot showers. I just realized yesterday that I hadn't had a hot shower since we left Pella. So it had been a while since we had nice hot showers. And we basically prepped, supplied, full diesel tanks there in Sendelingsdrif, and we are ready for 5 days in the Richtersveld. So that is going to be lovely. So tonight we had Potjiespram, then we had the Hoop, then we had Kokerboomkloof for a couple nights, and then we finish off at Namakwa in a little B&B, well not a B&B, but like a chalet for the night, just to have a bit of a break from the camping. Should be quite nice. So yeah, today we started Poitjiespram. It's a short drive from the main kind of entrance and everything, so we're not going to have a massive drive or anything today. We need just a bit of time just to like gather ourselves. The Namakwa Eco Trail was fantastic, but it was a lot of work. You know, we were literally filming all day, every day, and it would be nice just to have a bit of time just to defizz and, you know, get into the Richtersveld mentally. But it is incredible. Just check the views around as we're driving. Very much so looking forward to just having a bit of time to chill in this beautiful place. Done a little drive around here, checked out all the campsites. We found this one is quite nice. We're within a little walk from the Orange River just down there. It's nice and big and open. We're going to pull out the awning. We've got some trees around us, which that means we've got protection from the wind, from the sun, all sorts of stuff. And yeah, we're going to chill out. I mean, it's only 11 o'clock in the morning and we've arrived at our camp. So we've got a good day to just kind of chill out and gather ourselves here. We've got a few more little tasks to do on the vehicle that we started yesterday. So we'll kind of get going through those things. And then hopefully we can take a little bit of time to either take you on a drive or take you on a little walk around here, Potjiespram, and show you around a little bit. We've had a bit of brunch. We've defended ourselves from the vervet monkeys around here. We are actually enjoying a nice little chill. I think once it cools down a little bit, we'll go for a little bit of a walk and see how much of the Orange River we can see. We've had a nice, lazy day. We've had many naps, got the solar on, charged up the battery a little bit. We're going to go for a little walk to see what we can find around here. The sun is starting to set and we have a beautiful Orange River next to us to explore.
The Orange River is the longest river in South Africa. Originating in the highlands of Lesotho, it flows down the Drakensberg and all the way to the Atlantic Ocean at Alexander Bay. It draws the line of the border between South Africa and Lesotho, many provinces of South Africa, and the border here with Namibia. Its current official name is the Redarc River and is also known as the Senku River in Lesotho. It's a majestic sight no matter where you come across it in the country, but right here and right now, it couldn't be more beautiful. It was said that the river's water levels would rise over the next couple of days, flooding most of the riverfront camps in the national park. But we didn't have to worry for now, so we could sleep soundly knowing we wouldn't be floating out to sea by the morning.
It's a new day here in the Richtersveld and we are on our way to the Hoop campsite. We have left Potjiespram behind. It was a lovely little stop, but it was a little bit underwhelming for us. We did make the most of it with a nice little walk at sunset just to kind of see the Orange River in all of its glory, but we need a better view from our campsite. We've just become accustomed to such amazing things out here. So we are going in the search of something better. So the Hoop campsite, especially on an Easter Sunday, I think is going to be quite full. But let's go and see. We've got a spectacular drive ahead of us this morning. We're currently going through the Halfmen's Pass, and we will be then going through the Akkedis Pass. These are normally your entrance passes into the Richtersveld, and they really set the tone for the adventure ahead on your journey through the Richtersveld. So far, the mountains are epic. They are massive and aggressive and very, very, very different in all their different little varieties. You've got white, you've got pink, you've got green, you've got purple, you've got black. It's amazing to see all the different colors in the rock and of them, and different shapes and structures of the mountains out here. It is quite incredible. But the roads are not too bad, the suspension is handling it well, the car is being charged up at the moment on the Redarc, and we are in good spirits and ready for some adventure. Easter, so we're gonna have chocolate for our mid-morning snack. What you haven't seen, besides these seed crackers and cheese, is that yesterday I ate 5 ice creams because it was so hot. So needless to say, we stopped by at the shop again today and I bought maybe another 20 ice creams, so I can eat 5 ice creams every day while we're here. Because today is, well, yesterday was actually quite a cool day. We're gonna be having days up to 37 out here. That is going to be pretty damn extreme. So we've got to do what we must to survive, huh? So we've been going through the Akkedis Pass now, and it is definitely a lot more twisty and turny, you know, nice uphills and downhills, beautiful little paths actually, but slower and definitely more 4x4 orientated than the Halfmates paths. Now, I can't believe people come and they bring their little caravans here and they try and come and stay in the Richtersveld caravan. I have heard of many people's caravans kind of falling apart as they go through some of these trails here, which, I mean, makes sense. I think we're going to go through a nice big valley and stuff like that as we make our way closer towards the Orange River. But I must say, very nice drive this morning. There's a nice bit of a breeze, so it's keeping us a little bit cooler than yesterday. And we'll see how it goes. Just in case, I've got 20 Barbie ice creams to take me through the extreme heat. And here we are. This is the Hoop. It's actually not as busy as I thought it was. There's about 6 or 7 other vehicles here. It looks like, you know, maybe 4 families. So it's really not bad. The kids are busy playing in the water, having a good time there. We got the nice white noise of the rapids kind of just like nullifying some of the noise. But yeah, I think this is going to be a nice little spot. We're under 2 big beautiful acacias here. Free shade in the desert, and it is cooking But there's just this nice gentle breeze coming off the water there as well, so it's really helping us cool down a little bit. So it's not so bad. But I think this is going to be a perfect spot for us to kind of kick up, relax, and just enjoy a little bit here. Our goals for De Hoop is simple. We really just want to start getting into the feel of the Richtersveld. Today's drive was beautiful and really did that for us. De Hoop for me and Richtersberg is one of those places where you come and you sit on the water. Richtersberg is basically no more, it's underwater. And in the next couple of weeks, De Hoop, probably where we're standing right now, is going to be underwater. So it's going to be nice to enjoy it while it is. You can see it has had a bit of damage and stuff like that from the flood that happened in February. They can't come in and clean it all up and then a flood comes a month later. So it is one of those things that you kind of just got to deal with. But we'll go and, you know, get ourselves in the water a little bit to cool down a little bit if it gets very hot. But otherwise, yeah, we're just going to kick back, relax and enjoy. We'll catch up with you guys a little bit later. So we've actually had a really lovely afternoon here, just chilling by the river. We had a nap time. We woke up to a bunch of sheep all around the campsite. Very, very nice though. Beautiful, just nice and peaceful, relaxing, with the big beautiful mountains, Namibia right across the way from us here. And really nice to have this beautiful river just flowing and flowing here. There's a nice energy around the campsite. You know, the kids are playing, they're having a good time, there's some people doing tubing and stuff going down. It's good vibes, it's very, very nice. I think now we're gonna defrosting some steaks. Gonna put some steaks on the Weber, have a nice meal, and probably gonna get an early night again.
There was no better way to enjoy the last few hours than just to simply be present and enjoy as the sun sank behind the mountains and we watched as the moon rose to greet us, lighting up the river for one last time.
There's nothing like waking up next to the Orange River. The sounds, the sights, everything is absolutely stunning. We've had little bee eaters flying around, we've had kingfishers, Andy got lucky and heard a fish eagle. It's all the beautiful sights and sounds of the Orange River that really make it special. Different to going to the sea and, you know, waking up alongside the beach and all that stuff. This is its own type of beauty. Watching the sun rise over the mountains and seeing the colors change and everything, it's really, really something special. But today, we leave De Hoop and we head to another special spot. We're heading to the Kokerboomkloof. The Kokerboomkloof is exactly what it is. It is this beautiful little valley there full of kokerbooms, and it is quite special. I think especially having a full moon, we're going to be able to see all of them absolutely beautifully tonight. So I think that is going to be something stunning to see. But I'm also driving a route that I haven't driven in the Richtersveld before. Last time I drove from De Hoop down along the Orange River to Richtersberg, but that road is now washed away. So hopefully we're going to still get as beautiful a drive. We're going to be heading back inland through the valley there, back to the main road, and then we're going to be cutting through the central part of the Richtersveld. Anyways, let's get going. So we've come out of the beautiful little valleys and canyons and riverbeds into this big open little plateau here. I don't even know what this is, but that there in the distance is Tatasberg. This is some of the hottest areas in the Richtersveld. You get ground temperatures of around 90 degrees and air temperature of around 60 degrees in the peak of summer. It gets really hot here. You can just see that the amount of life here is significantly less than what we've just been driving through. But it's impressive just on its own. Have a look over here. This is all completely just open. It's beautiful. This is luckily that this is a national park, because otherwise this open space would be a playground for reckless 4x4ing. But geez, it's been a while since I've been here. Let's see if we can get a little bit closer to the Tatasberg. So we've climbed quite a bit today. I think we were at about 100 and something meters above sea level. We're now at 630, and probably even a little bit more since we're up here. And we are here at the little picnic spot at Tatasberg, and it is absolutely beautiful. There's a little cave all the way up there, and you've got a spectacular view over everything down here. This is the perfect spot. Put out the awning, make a bit of lunch. But before we do that, I just wanted to give you an update on the vehicle and the battery and all that stuff. So we've now been driving for about 2 hours and 30 minutes, and our battery is now full. So from 44% to 98% in 2.5 hours is pretty damn impressive. So that's nice. Let's get the awning out. So that was actually a really lovely little lunch stop. We are pretty much out of bread and all sorts of things like that, so I found a little bit of pasta there, boiled it up, took a tin of tuna, chucked it in there, a bit of cheese, some mayonnaise, some hot sauce, a bit of leftover sweet corn from last night. It's actually really good. Andy and I polished a nice big bowl each. It's actually quite scrumptious. But now we're going to be making our way from Tatasberg. We're going to be making our way to Kokerboomkloof, where we're going to be camping tonight. So I'm looking forward to finding ourselves a nice little spot there somewhere, and kind of making friends with a few flies. I remember last time I was here, the flies kind of bugged us until the sunset. But nothing will compare to our experience of flies there on the west coast in the Namakwa Coastal National Park, because that was just thousands of flies around our faces and around our tents and all of that stuff. So I think we will manage just fine with 4 little flies around. But the scenery there at Kokerboomkloof is the thing I'm most excited about. It is quite a special place, and I can't wait to show you. So I've been to some pretty spectacular places since the last time I was here in the Richtersveld. And, you know, it got me thinking, is the Richtersveld still a place that's like exciting? Is it still, you know, a place that's epic? And I must say, without a doubt, yes, it really is. It is still a place that is worthy of people's time to come out here, test themselves in their vehicles. It's harsh, it's really hot, it's really barren, but it is absolutely full of life and beauty, and it is a fantastic place to come and explore. It's not as varied as, say, and as kind of open as, say, the Namakwa 4x4 Eco Trail, right? But I would probably come here first, before I went into the Namakwa 4x4 Eco Trail, to get the experience of being in this type of environment in a relatively safe, kind of controlled environment. You know, all your camps have got ablutions at them. All the roads are very well defined, and it's easy to kind of know where you need to go. When it gets to the Namakwa 4x4 Eco Trail side, things are just like, it's a pick your own adventure. You need to have a bit of navigation savvy. You need to, you know, understand your vehicle and all the different terrains and when to use low range, and, you know, you've got to make snap decisions all day. Whereas this is a much more relaxed overland experience coming here to the Richtersveld. Even though it's an extreme place, it's not as extreme as wild. But it is still absolutely breathtaking. And little viewpoints like this, and the one we had there at our lunch spot there at Tatasberg, really are world class. This is a classic eyes Richtersveld type of view here. This compares to seeing the Fish River Canyon. It's on that level, and I must say the whole experience of the Richtersveld, even the South African side of it, is just truly epic. And I recommend coming out here and exploring this whenever you get the opportunity to. It is cooking. Literally just the little shade of this awning right now. Andy's sleeping in the shade of a rock over there. It is about 33 at the moment in the shade. So the only ice creams they had at the shop were Barbie strawberry flavor and Hot Wheels bubblegum flavor. So, needless to say, those are the flavors I've been eating. No magnums, no nothing nice like that. I've eaten too many ice creams at this point, and there's still a few more to go. But it's all you can do to kind of keep cool. And people say, oh, well, don't wear a long sleeve shirt. Well, I'm wearing a long sleeve shirt because it protects me from the sun. But I can get this back a bit. We've budgeted a little bit of water to have a shower later, which will also help kind of cool things down a little bit. It's one of those things, you gotta try to be very cautious. Our water levels are actually very low at the moment. I know when that disappears and it says the tank is empty, then I think I've got a little bit left behind. I hope I'm remembering this correctly. The heat has made me a bit dizzy. But yeah, I think once that disappears, then I know I've got that last little bit of the tank left, which you don't really want to have to use. So at least we can kind of keep an eye on it and manage our water consumption a bit. There is a tap here, so we might use a little bit of that tap water just to have a shower with. And the advantage is it's going to be hot water, because that's the only default setting for everything out here. So this is our last day in the Richtersveld, and it's actually going to be one of the last days of our journey. We have seen some of the most epic overlanding trips and locations in South Africa. We've really pushed the vehicle, we've pushed ourselves, we've been on the road for over 30 days. It's been an absolute blast, and you know, to end it off here at the Richtersveld was awesome because it really did deliver on all of its promises for me. Sitting there at Kokerboomkloof last night in shorts and a t-shirt, just enjoying the moon rising over the landscape, and you know, those memories for me that I had the first time I came here were so special. And you know, sitting at the Hoop and watching the Orange River, watching the sun set and rise over the Orange River was absolutely fantastic. It's just those things these are the things that kind of planted the seed of passion for overlanding inside my heart. So it is one of those things where you know, it's good to come back to places like this. Today we're going to spoil ourselves a little bit. We're going to go to one of the chalets at Akkedis, and we're going to hang out there for a little bit and just defizz, not have to set up tents and all of that stuff. We are now at the point of the trip where we are ready to make our way home. And every time we go out on a trip like this, we push ourselves a little bit further and we learn a little bit more, and we learn a bit more about ourselves and the setup on the vehicle. And you know, we go back, make changes, we prepare for the next adventure. So thank you guys so much for joining in on this, and a huge thank you to Redarc for powering us on this epic adventure. It's really been amazing, you know, to take their products out and test them in some of the harshest environments in the country has been a real fun challenge, and it has delivered exceptionally well. So big shout out to Redarc. Thank you guys so much for supporting a little South African YouTuber. But yeah, let's make our way to Akkedis and we'll see what that's all about. But I'm pretty sure we're going to see you guys on the next adventure. Cheers.
We wrapped up the last night of our journey at the lovely Akkedis. We settled in and enjoyed our last evening in the Richtersveld with a nice braai. Overall, this was an experience I will not be forgetting any time soon. Thank you so much for joining us on this week's episode of Roam Overlanding. I really hope you enjoyed it and would love to hear what you think down in the comments below. Please remember to like, comment and subscribe. It really helps the channel, and I will see you on the next adventure. Cheers!